Just heartbreak. Literal heartbreak. As Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle 2. Welcome to the player ratings. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're well, and welcome to the player ratings as it finished. Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle 2. And like this, there's so much good to take from that game and so much bad to take from that game. I don't know, man. That one just hurts. It really does hurt. It's like, what could have been? What could have been? Look, I was really happy with the team selection, apart from, as I said in the chat, I don't think Shelvey's cut out for it. He kind of didn't play well throughout that game. The substitutions were atrocious, though. They really were. When Yates came off, we lost that energy. We lost that hunger. I mean, it looks like he's injured. It looked like a shoulder injury. And bringing Freuler on, we've said it all week. Ez said it, Ant said it, I've said it. Shelvey and Freuler are too samey, and they've got no legs in them. It should have been Danilo coming in. It had to be Danilo. It had to have energy in that midfield. But it's just so dejecting to concede in the last second of the first half and the last second of the second half. And Niakhate should not have had his arm up there. He shouldn't have. It was schoolboy defending. Look, it's his first game back. We can't go in too hard on him. Overall, he was all right. Felipe was a monster. Aurier's getting beat behind him on these crosses, and it's getting repetitive. I just don't know how I feel, guys. I don't know. That one hurts. It really does. The problem is we got to sit on this L. We got to hold this L for 2 weeks. And I don't know. Listen, let's get into it. Please don't forget, before we start, hit that like button. 21 of you have already liked. We've already got 250 of you in here. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you haven't already. Get your player ratings in. It's pinned in the chat. Get them in. I'm interested to see what you guys think about it all. We were 12 until 1 minute before halftime. We were 12, man. I'm just worried that that's going to knock a lot of the wind out of everyone's sails. It really is. I just can't speak. I really can't. Oh, it almost brings you to tears, man. It really does. The first half was so good. The formation looked on point. Most of the players in that position were playing really well. The shape was good. Niakhate and Felipe commanding the back. Look, for the first 5 minutes. They were a bit shaky, but they settled into the game quite quickly. And I'm not angry. I'm just hurt. Look, it was like, I still don't know why Newcastle's second goal was disallowed. I honestly have no clue. The other thing that hurts is that City ground record is gone. That's September. It's my fault. It's my fault that I mentioned that the last time we lost at the City ground was the last time we played on a Friday. And I hate playing Friday night. I really do. Oh, fuck, man. Fuck. Where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us where we started. We're still 14th. But it could be a lot worse by the end of play of the weekend. It really could. Yeah, Sarah's saying feel bad for Niakhate. He was crying, but he shouldn't have his arms up there. He shouldn't. It was offside in the second goal. Marie Kane, I have no clue what happened in that second. I didn't care as long as they ruled it off. Okay, let's start. Guys, get your votes in. Already, I think 90 odd of you have voted. Get those votes in. Please do hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Look, we're, what, 21 away from 9,600. And let's break this down, like, diplomatically and see where it takes us. So let's start with Navas. I just need to cough 1 sec. Thank you to Floyd for subscribing. Appreciate it, Floyd. And the same with Simon Carlton as well. Thank you so much for subscribing. Do appreciate it. Crypto saying it's up to Cooper to get the subs on early and push. You're right. We were gassing. Right. Let's get the ratings in. Let's get on to that. Look, I think Navas, on that first goal, he basically went the wrong way. For me, the first goal is on Yates a little. He didn't block the cross. And also on Ayew. Aurier's getting out jumped at this back post. He doesn't know what's happening behind him. And it's a little worrying. Could Navas have done better with the goal? Maybe. The second one, the penalty saves. I feel no confidence in him saving a penalty. He seems to dive right every single time, and everyone goes left or middle. I don't know. He wasn't bad, but I'm just gonna give him like an average 6. I'm sorry, like the energy's down. It's still raw, man. It's still raw. Let's go an average 6 for him. No major mistakes, no nothing. What did you guys do? 6.7 from you guys. You guys are going to need to cheer me up in the chat, man. That one's cut deep. Just hurts, man. We were seconds away. I said it to you guys in the chat. Point would be really good. A point would have been out of bit in your hand off before the start of the match. I'm the same, Keith. I just feel flat. Cooper was more positive today. That was good, says Tommy. This is my worry, though. This is my worry that, look, it's just like my dad used to say, Mark says, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. That's exactly how I feel. Look, what I will say is my worry from this is that is clearly the right tactics. That's clearly the right approach. My biggest worry now isn't that we've lost, is the fact that is Cooper going to go back into his shell and not do that again. You know, it was a little weird he chose to come out against Newcastle. I'll give you that, but anyway. Phil says, not your fault. Cooper only sub experienced cheese and tomato at Subway. Wake up saying second half was poor Cooper tactics. Ben says that was absolute garbage. We deserve to lose. Back to the drawing board says Pat. Yates saying the 2 minutes from Scarpa was a piss take. Yeah, that was like the salt in the wound, wasn't it? Sean saying, I bet Danilo and Scarpa gonna wish they had stayed in Brazil. Came all this way to sit on a bench and watch us lose. Turbo saying, all the talk is on Newcastle on Sky Sports, pissing me off. I think Cooper needs the shake, says Miski. 4-2-3-1 at home, 4-3-1-2 away, says Tommy. Get rid of MG Dub, says Sean. Williams on the left, that was madness, N2. N2, you were saying the other day you couldn't type, man. Is everything sorted on that? Samir said settle for the draw way too early. David saying it's like Cooper looks like finding matches. You do tactics like this, so he don't do it again. Scarpa at the end was an insult. Okay, let's go on to Aurier. I thought at fault. I know the second goal didn't count. I still don't know why it didn't count. But he can't get out jumped like that. He's got to be aware of what's behind him. Like overall, he wasn't horrific, but it's a pattern starting to develop, and it's a little worrying for me on Aurier, man. I've unblocked you. I didn't touch anything, man. I'm going to give him a 4. I just feel like both those goals, the disallowed one as well, was on him. He's not spatially aware of what's around him. I'm putting it on him. I'm putting it on him. I'm giving him a 4. Oh man, couldn't we have just held on? How different would the mood be if there was only like 1 minute of injury time? Bloody hell, you guys have gone a 5.4 for Aurier. I don't know, maybe you guys think I'm being harsh on the select on what I said. He's not been great lately. It's starting to worry me a little. I just feel so dejected, man. Look, there's well over 350 of you in here. We're on 65 likes, guys. Please do take a quick second just to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. We're only 19 away from 9.6. I just look. I'm going to take the positives out of this game today. I am, because there was plenty of positives. Newcastle are a fantastic team. They are. I just feel we had them. I do. Keep getting those votes in. We've already got over 100 votes in there. And let's move on to Felipe. I would say already Felipe is maybe getting towards signing of the season for me. Maybe I'm just getting a little ahead of myself. I don't know. But what a goddamn player he is. He is way too good. Way too good. I've got him as one of my candidates for man of the match. He blocks everything. He's in most of the time in the right place at the right time. Love his man bun as well. Did he do much wrong? Look, he wasn't there for the first goal. But I think he was really good, man. Is anyone else feeling dejected? Is anyone feeling dejected? Newcastle were lucky. Whatever way you look at it, even if you think they were the better team, they were still lucky. Like, it's lucky for you to score 45 plus 2, and it's lucky for you to score 90 plus. It's just dejected, man. It really is. I'm actually going to give him a 9. Maybe like an 8.9 something. No, I'm going to give him a 9. He's so good. I was really impressed with him today. I know we conceded 2 goals. I know he could have done a couple of things different. I just think he's immense. I'm giving him a 9. He, for me, is already one of my candidates for man of the match. He just gets so many blocks and he's so commanding. And the other thing that you guys have to take into account is he was doing these kind of performances on the left side of the 4, and he switched, as I told you he could, he switched seamlessly to the right-hand side, and it was brilliant. That is huge. Do you know how hard it is for defenders to be able to play both sides of centre-back? It's not that straightforward, and it's not that simple. And he can do that. So I'm giving him a 9. Oh, you guys are harsh, guy. Oh, that's harsh, man. 7.9. Trollers. That is Trollski. Troll City, man. 7.9. Guys, give me your individual ratings on him. What did you vote for? And be honest. Be honest. 7.9. Can I revise my gifted sub to Magic Tree after his or her comment? What did they say? I didn't see it. Sorry, bro. But yeah, you can pull it out, I think. 8s, 9s, 10s. If Yates stayed on, we would have won, says Nick. I agree. 9, 8. Wow, the chat is going crazy fast. Sean gave him a 7. His pace let him down on a few occasions. Can we sack Freuler? Does he even exist, says Brett. Felipe is a red dog. 9 from Nomads. 7, a few mistakes. I think he was a 9, but okay. Let's talk about Niakhate, man. That one cut me like watch. It's like watching my boy. My boy plays at centre back as well, and you know, when he makes mistakes, that does hurt. You gotta mark him down for the penalty. Did he have 90 minutes in him? I don't think he looked knackered. I don't. I don't know what to give him. I don't know what to give him. You have to fault him for the penalty. He was good in the first half. His passing was a little wayward, but I felt like he was tanking a little. Look, with the jump, if you guys haven't seen it, if you remember, you can go check it in the community tab, right? But you could see what he was doing. He jumped up and he put his arm out to get on the shoulder of the Newcastle striker. Now, as he jumped, he had quite a lot of Air Jordan time on it. And the Newcastle player heads it on, and that's when he raises his arm. Look, in his defense, right, the ball traveled from here to here. That was the distance. That was the distance. He shouldn't have, and he kind of raised his arm. And then you could tell that he knew he'd given it away because he was blagging like he had a head injury. Yeah. If Worrell had done that, I'd be killing Worrell right now. So I have to be absolutely fair on this. And I'm going to take a couple of things into account. One is his first game back in like 6 million years. Yeah. He's definitely better than Worrell. He's commanding, he's talking, he's always talking to everyone else. But it's a big mistake. It's a big mistake. I would, and I'll hands up, if Worrell had done that mistake, I would have been in my car right now, driving up to the City Ground and kicking off. Look, I know a lot of you saying he cried and all that crap, yeah, but crying after the matter isn't going to help us get any points. He cost us the points, guys. Whatever way you want to look at it, he cost us the points. 5, and that's generous from me. 5. He cost us the points. He will, look, he's going to be unbelievable for us. He's going to be unbelievable for us. But you have to rate what you saw on the match. You do. 5 for me. You guys kind of agree, 5.02. So that's basically a 5. It just, if ever you wanted a player just to have a nice quiet game, just a nice quiet one today, it would have been Niakhate. Just get from start to finish. And you got to respect, he played the full 90 after not being in for ages. We've both gone for a 5. You can't judge him much more than that. But I will say, if Worrell had made the same mistake, I would have been going in on him. So it's not fair on me to cut Niakhate any slack on that. I have to be like objectively correct on it. Anyway, let's move on to Lodi. I thought Lodi was brilliant. I thought he was one of the better players today. Yes, they did get in down his side a couple of times, but you always get that with Lodi anyway. And I think again, I would consider him man of the match, one of the candidates for man of the match. I thought he was really, really good. It just felt, the problem wasn't what he was doing. The problem was what happened in front of him in terms of the substitutions, which we'll come on to in a minute. But seriously, he's really good, man. He's really good. And I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good. Now, you got to remember as well, he made 2 amazing clearances. One where he played a 1-2 with the crossbar into Navas's hands. And the second one in the second half, he made a fantastic block as well. He seems to position himself in the right place at the right time to get those blocks in. I'm going to give him an 8. I think an 8 is quite fair on him. Ooh, 6.9 from you guys. That's a little harsh, man. Really? Really? Are we that far apart? 1.1 apart? I don't know. Or am I loggy goggling? My loggy goggles. I don't know. What did you guys actually vote? I'm interested. When these are far apart, it does make it interesting. 8 from Alkis. Lodi Goggles says Tommy. Poe gave him an 8. Love Lodi says Tom. 7 from Phil. 7 from Sam. 8 from Maddie. 7s. Bro, you have to give MGW something low, man. We'll get on to him. Don't stop jumping the gun. Tim gave him a 7. All right, 6.9. It is what it is. You guys get to say your score. Okay, Tom Radford, thank you so much for subscribing. We're 18 away from 9,600, and we're only 6 likes away from 100 likes. We've got 350 of you in here. Thank you for being here and helping us through this pain, because it's still cutting deep. Okay, let's move on to Shelvey. For me, I was not impressed. Again, not impressed with him. Look, he did the only thing that I can think that he did really well, he produced a wonderful ball out to Jono in the second half when we counter-attacked. Outside of that, he hasn't got the legs, man. Maybe because it was against his old club. Maybe he's not fit. I don't know. But again, he's just not doing it. Hollywood balls. I think the instruction from Cooper, why am I so low, by the way? The instruction from him for Cooper was to get in and niggle away at the Newcastle players. He did give some silly free kicks away. I remember one in the first half where he took the Achilles off. I think it was Bruno. And you could tell that there was, yo, JM, I don't know what's going on with Scarpa and Danilo, bro. We'll get onto that in a sec, but I just feel like he's just not up to the pace of the Premier League right now. I'm going to give him a 4. I'm going off him very quickly. Very quickly. All I can think of is one good pass and the rest is just niggling away at it. He's a 4 for me, man. What do you guys give him? 5.1. Okay. Fair enough. And you've pushed it up to a 5, you lot just did. Oh, what? Wait, that's your one, not mine. That's not the score we want. 5, okay. What did I say, guys? 4. Oh, that one hurts, man. And he's on my TV right now. I don't even want to look at him. I don't want to look at him. Generous 4, says Nick. I mean, if I'm generous, what you lot are, man? You gave him a 5. He hated Bruno for stealing his place, says Yates. He disrupted well. A poor man's quarterback, says N2. Nick giving him a 5 as well. David saying gave him a 3. 3 penalties in 3 games, innit? What's going on? Can we send a letter in or something to Cooper and demand an explanation on Scarpa and Danilo not playing? Absolute joke, says Pat. And let's get on to Yates. I thought Yates was a shining light today. Let's bring him up. Again, very, very similar. Where is Yates? 1 sec. Very similar to what we saw when Yates came on against Everton. The difference in energy was what kind of got driven. And that's what we got from him today. Real energy, real bite. He was really getting into Willock. Willock was getting seriously annoyed with him. And I think Yates, as soon as he came off, you just felt the slope go like that. Because you just felt when Freuler came on, we'll get on to Freuler, the energy wasn't there. And I'm worried because it looks like he's come off with a shoulder injury. And that might be a reoccurrence of one of his previous injuries. I don't know. But once he went off, and because Danilo, it would have been okay if Danilo had come on because he's young, he's got the same energy as Yates does. But man, you can't put Shelvey and Freuler on together. It's not a good match. I thought Yatesy was one of the shining lights of today. I'm gonna give him an 8.2 for me for Yates. 8.2. What do you guys give him? 6.85. Wow, that is harsh. 6 point. Really, guys? I don't know, this is bugging me. Wait 1 sec. 6.85. Hold on. I'm getting some OCD. 1 sec. I'm trying to recover from what you lot just said there. You're not thinking you lot were a little harsh there? Okay, now this is bugging me. 1 second, guys. Sorry. All right, whatever. You got trolls in here. Do we go back to members only? What did I say? 8.2, wasn't it? Oops. You guys went 6.85. I'm going to round that up to 6.9 at least. Put a little respect on your faces. Seriously. Now I went 8.2. Look, he did make them. He was at fault for the first goal a bit, wasn't he? Oh, shit. Wrong one. I don't care. I thought, look, it's clear. Forget the fault or not of the first goal. It's the energy difference that he brings. Please make sure you keep getting your votes in as well. There's no way people giving him 6.85. He's at least a 20 out of 10, says Bally. 7.5 was generous, but I'm as hard as him, says Phil. Nomad saying seems to be split opinions for the members too. I just look, what if you think he was at fault at the goal or not? Here's the bottom line. As soon as he came off for Freuler, the game was done. You just knew the game was done. So that's where the difference was. I got an 8.2. You guys, I mean, this is what I love about this. We each get to put our opinion in, and it's all valid. All right, this one's going to be interesting. MG Dub. Worst game. I've been saying that a lot lately for him as well. He just didn't get into the game. Look, the one decent thing he did was get that ball across into Surridge, but even that wasn't good enough. Even that wasn't good enough. If you are being harsh on him, you've got to say that after the 60th minute, Scarpa should have come on for MG Dub. He should have come on for him, man. I am still convinced he is either out of form or he's not fit. Remember, he was rushed back. And I think he wasn't good, man. I think he wasn't good. Fans will only be scoring low because we lost. We're a little pissed right now. Yeah, it's always, you got to take everything with a pinch of salt. You're still raw from the result and whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. His passing was atrocious today. It really was. Again, I've got to give him a low mark. I gotta give him a low mark. And say like a 4.2 for Scarpa. For MG Dub for me. Hold on, what's Cooper saying? He's blaming the ref again. He's blaming the ref. Look, the ref was poor. But I don't like hearing managers blaming refs too much. One sec, I'm just listening to this. All right, what did you guys go for MG Dub, man? 4.9. Okay, so I'm harsher on MG Dub than you lot. Interesting. So no one can say I had MG Dub gogs on. No one can say that. 4.9 from you lot. You lot are too generous. You lot had MGW goggles on. I had big hopes from him today, says Pat. David said, Cooper said no excuses, but then he said the same BS every week. Yeah. You can't blame the ref, says Magic Tree. Any neutrals can see that Scarpa and Danilo should be starting. Guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Let's just get through this, guys. We were so close, man. We were so close to holding on for something. Now we're in trouble. Anyway, who's next? Jono. What did you guys reckon to Jono, man? Like, in terms of him starting, was it the right call to start him with that injury in mind? Are we becoming too reliant on Jono over everything else? He didn't really fully get into the game. A couple of shots, but nothing. I just feel it was too risky to start him. I'm sorry, I'm silent because I'm just thinking back to what he did in the game. He had that shot where Shelvey put him through. He had that shot where he cut in onto his left foot. Outside of that, nothing much. Did he do 90 minutes? Did he do 90 minutes? I don't know. I'm just going to give him an average 6. Just a straight up 6 for me. He did 80. Who did he come? Oh, yeah, did he come? Oh, we'll get into the subs in a sec. I give him a 6. I'm going to give 6 and move on. He didn't do too much. You guys are 5.2 on Jono. All right, it is what it is. So I went 6. And you guys went 5.2. I'm trying while we're doing this just to keep everyone remembering that it was against Newcastle, who are, whether you like it or not, a decent team. They really are. They didn't look that good today to me, personally. But that was mainly... Oh, that's not who I want. That's mainly because of him. Let's move on to Dennis the Menace. Like, I'm telling you, man, this guy should have been in the team weeks, if not months ago. Best attacker we had on the pitch. His finish was sublime. It was so composed and so beautiful. If you haven't seen it yet, if you remember, go check it on the members page. But that finish for me is one of the best finishes we saw. Forest are now third favourites to go down. Wait, 1, 2... Bournemouth have a more likely chance of surviving than Forest. That literally chokes me up to say it. Anyway, like, do you guys now see why I've fought his corner so hard? Why Ant has fought his corner so hard? This is why you get someone who progresses forward, who can attack, who shows positive endeavors, and that's what we've been missing from him. I think he is brilliant. I'm going to give him an 8. The goal was exquisite. I'm going to give him an 8.5. 8.5 for me. But Dennis, what a goal it was. I'd say that's top 3 definitely goals we've seen all season. What do you guys say? Is the agenda still out on Dennis? 7.8 from you guys. Okay, for you guys, that's actually like a 10 out of 10, man. Wow. I'm speechless. Finally, you lot may look at Wolverine and be like, you know what, Wolverine? Maybe you do know what you're talking about sometimes. Brett saying, I love Dennis tonight. Looked really dangerous every time he got the ball. Yeah, he's gone for a 9. I can't remember what I said, guys. What did I say? 8.5 or something? Yeah, I thought so. I think, you know what? It annoys me that he hasn't been used before this. You've just got to deal with him. It's a bit like how Newcastle have to deal with Alan Saint-Maximin. You just got to deal with it. You know there's going to be mistakes in there. You just get on with it because he is going to produce something. Dennis 8 for his Cantona impression, says Keith. It was very Cantona-esque, wasn't it? Samir says Dennis needs a good run in the team, and so does Danilo and Scarpa. Sci-Fi, how are you, buddy? Says, still don't like him. Great goal, but nothing else. Runs 10 yards and loses the ball. Bro, what else did you see from the other players that made you think they'd played better than him? Sean says, I was impressed with Dennis today. You've got to allow attackers to lose the ball. I don't get this like 100% passing accuracy that everyone expects from attackers. It's a little weird, man. It doesn't happen. I'll go to Ant's stat. Forest Ant always says the person who loses the ball the most in the Premier League is Kevin De Bruyne. Now, would any of you say no to Kevin De Bruyne in the Forest team? That's the question. All right, let's go to Ayew. Ayew, serious blood. He closes down. That's the one thing I noticed with him. He closes down. He's like a little busy. He's like a little busy pigeon, isn't he? He just moves from left to right, closing down. Doesn't really do much. He just moves around. You know, it's like, you know what it reminds me of? When you go down the park and you see like 2 people playing with frisbees, and they're throwing the frisbee or a ball to each other. And there's a dog in between. The dog chases across to the person with the frisbee, then chases back, then goes back across and just follows the ball. And really ends up doing nothing except wasting their energy. But what it does do, it does kind of create a little bit of pressure on the opposition. It forces them to move the ball a little more. Outside of that, man, he's not really offering so much. Look, I put him in my starting 11. You could have put Surridge in there. You could have put whoever in there. But at the end of the day, until Awoni comes back, we got no number 9, man. We got no number 9. That's the thing with it. I'm going to give him a, what can you give him? Like a 5? 5 out of 10 for me. He's busy, but he's like a busy, I don't want to say a busy fool. I'm not calling him a fool, but that is the saying, you know, a busy fool is what he ends up being a lot of the time. And I don't mean that with any disrespect. I'm just saying that's the saying, you know? So 5 for me. Ayew is useless, says David. 5 from Pat. JP says Ayew is more of a link player, not much of a goal threat. Are you not serious? Are you serious, man? David giving him a 0. Did nothing but a few good touches. Adam says Taiwo and Henderson will be back after the break. We need Awoni back big time. A little busy pigeon, yeah. That's not even a saying, but I like it. I made it up. There you go. I'm worried if we go down, we won't get back up again. Miski, we're still in this. We're still in this. All right, you guys went 5.1. Okay, that's probably the closest we've had between us. Oh, no, we both went for a 5 on someone, didn't we? All right, 5.1 from you guys. And that's the start in 11. Done. Okay. Let's move on to these bloody subs, man. And this is where the game, for me, was lost. The 5 is unfair. What did you give him, Tommy? This is, though, where the game was lost. So, Freuler coming on for Yates. Big mistake, Coops. Big mistake. Lost the energy and the rhythm of the game for me. Freuler is a shot man for me. He's like done, man. I've tried so hard and got so far. And in the words of Linkin Park, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because you don't see him. He does nothing and we lose energy. Obviously, he's better than Wood, man. That's why I gave him a 5. I'm going to give Freuler a 4. Didn't notice him again. Was he at mistakes for anything? No. All I'm saying is an average sub score for me is a 5 when they come on. He was below an average score. He gets a 4 for me. What do you guys say? What are you guys saying? You went 3.4 with Freuler. Yeah, every time we talk about Freuler, like there's got to be at least 20 comments in the chat. Didn't notice him. Didn't notice him. Didn't notice him. Matt D says Freuler for Yates, but only if Danilo had come on for Shelvey at the same time. Hey, Forest Dan says I've just got home. I'm devastated and don't want to discuss the game right now. However, I had to pop on to let you know I've just had a phone call from a very irritated brother and livid Charlie. All right, bro. We'll catch up soon. Guys, don't forget we'll have the vlog out. I mean, Ant's going to have some opinions. You know that much on the game. All right, you guys went 3.4. The next sub was... Look, these subs are too late. The next sub didn't happen until the 79th minute. And that was because Dennis was injured, man. That's why that sub happens, right? It wasn't until then that it started to happen. So Sam Surridge came on. He had a half chance, nothing more than that, where MG Dub crossed it into him. Again, I didn't really notice him too much. I'm gonna do the same with him. I'm just gonna give him a 4 like I did with Freuler. Didn't notice him, slightly below an average. That's it for me. What did you guys say to him? 4.3. We're about right. We're about right on that one. Coop has to go. It's not working. And because Wood couldn't play, he would have played him if he could. That is true. Forestan says, and I agree with them, your and the chat's rating of Serge Aurier is nothing short of scandalous. I'm sure we'll discuss it on the stream tomorrow night. Yeah. It's, well, I went 4 and they went 5.4. Which way are you going? You lot gave him a 5 and a 4 for Sam Surridge. I mean, it's insignificant at that point. He didn't really change the game when he came on. And then this Nico Williams sub. This one, look, this isn't aimed at Nico Williams. This is more aimed at Cooper. Why the hell did he put Nico Williams on ahead of Scarpa? I don't understand that move. That one just baffled me, man. Where is bloody Nico Williams? That one just absolutely baffled me, man. I'm not even rating him because I'm too annoyed. Not at him, but at the choice of the substitution. So let's just jump straight to what you guys said. You went 4.1 for him. Magic Tree saying exactly. Forza saying 3 points lost again. So disrespectful to Scarpa, says Miski. Nico isn't good enough, says David. And he's also playing him out of position. Yes, I know he can play there, but it's like, what's the point in that? Owen saying Sam's our best attacker for me and behind Taiwo, play him. Matt says Williams shows us Cooper doesn't think clearly when under pressure. Keith saying he just wanted to piss off all of us, most of all Scarpa. Scarpa should have been on at 60 minutes, says Brett. Simon says Dino was saying Sky was slating Felipe. I don't know. I don't know about that. I didn't have the sound on. What's happened to Omar Richards? That's such a random time to ask that, Stoney. Insult to Scarpa. Okay, so then after Nico Williams, Scarpa gets brought on, check this, at the 90th plus 4 minutes. 90th plus 4. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I didn't understand the point of it. Where's the logical sense in bringing him on at that stage? It just is pointless, man. I don't even think he got a touch of the ball. I'm going to give Scarpa just a 9 out of 10 for the fact that he actually went onto the pitch, because I think he was being disrespected there, in my personal opinion. But I'm only saying that with tongue in cheek. You guys have gone with a 7 for Scarpa as well. I think you're kind of giving him the same sentiment. Look at that, 10s in the chat. Loads of people gave him, Lloyd gave him a 10. And two saying we joked that Scarpa wouldn't get a game time when he signed. Yeah, and now it's becoming reality. Loads of 10s in the chat. Loads of 10s. It's an absolute insult. Nick Nixon, thank you so much for subscribing. Jack Goslin as well, thank you so much for subscribing. You absolute legends. We are 17 away from 9,600. Zero did nothing, said Pat. I mean, can you blame him? Scarpa got touches playing long balls from the back, says Tommy. 10 for Scarpa from Jack. He is a defender. Insults him very much, says Gordon. My phone is going absolutely crazy. Hopefully you guys can't hear all of this. Anyway. Wait, one sec. Let me just close that. Okay. And that brings us on to Steve Cooper. That was the last sub, wasn't it, guys? Let's go to Steve Cooper here. Guys, yes or no, is Cooper in trouble? Or let's ask the questions that other people won't ask. Is Cooper in trouble, yes or no? Now, I'm not saying I'm not asking the question Cooper out or in. I'm saying, is he in trouble? There's a few yeses coming in. There's a few yeses. Wow. Someone's saying, I don't think he's going anywhere. Look, this is my assessment of Cooper's game today. I was really impressed with the starting lineup. I thought it was the strongest starting lineup we've seen all season. Where he got it wrong was the substitutions, and we've said that week in, week out, very, very well, not week in, week out, but very, very regularly. The game turned on that Yates substitution for Freuler. Now, Yates had to come off. Obviously, he got an injury, but he needed to understand that it needed more energy in there. You couldn't put Freuler and Shelvey, who have clashed in terms of playing styles every time they've come on. So for me, that's where it went wrong. And the fact that no changes then happened again, and we could all see in the chat, we were saying it's getting leggy. They're getting leggy. Make the changes. He didn't make the changes. And that's what cost us. The team selection was good. The first half, there was some stringing passes going together. It was semi-decent. But it was the final third of the game, from like the 55th minute to the 90th, or 60th if you want to get more technical, to the 90th. That's where Cooper didn't earn his crust today for me. So with that in mind, and we lost, I'm gonna give him a 5. A 4.5. 4.5. Look, if we'd held on another minute, is it his fault Niakhate put his arm up in the air? No. You know, it's that he can't control that. But his fault was the substitutions, and he should have been aware of the legginess that was coming. So I'm going to give him a 4.5 for me. You guys have given him a 3.7. Okay, interesting. Okay, that leaves us with man of the match to do. Firstly, can I just thank everyone for being here and soldiering on with me? I do really appreciate it. I know it's tough. I know we're still hurting. There's still like over 300 of you in here. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Please don't forget to subscribe as well. Start thinking about your man of the matches. Just a quick reminder, if you want that Morgan Gibbs White signed framed shirt, there is only 58 tickets left available. I'm sure Omai, if he's still here, will chuck it in there. Forest Dan saying, last point, agree with Felipe's score. He was simply magnificent. Most other scores pretty accurate except Ayew, who was excellent. I won't hold it against you as I know the TV coverage doesn't show all. And you're feeling very generous at the moment. So there's the link for the Morgan Gibbs White one. There's literally only 58 tickets. These have gone like hotcakes. They're only $3.95. Remember, if you hit ticket number 100 and they're randomly generated, so it's not like it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will automatically win an Awoni signed t-shirt as well. Okay, let's do the man of the matches. Who do you guys want? For me, this is the shortlist. Looking at your scores, is Felipe, Lodi. I mean, I'm putting Yates in there as a candidate, so there's 3, and Dennis. They're going to be your 4 candidates, ladies and gents. So let's get those up for you. Are you guys happy with that? So let's go man of the match. So Felipe, who was it? Lodi, Dennis, and Yates. Okay, that is up for you guys now. So get your man of the match votes in right now. Does that fit if I do it there? No, it doesn't. Shit. Okay. And you are up and running with your votes. And Felipe storms into an early lead with 51% of the vote. Dennis not too far behind on 32%. Yatesy getting 14% and Lodi on 4%. 81 already voted, 53% for Felipe, extending his lead out by a couple of percent on Dennis. Lodi rock bottom with 3% and Yatesy with 12%. We got 92 votes already in. As soon as we get towards that 100 mark, we will kill the voting. Felipe looks in an unassailable lead right now. Coming up to the final furlong as we hit 99 votes, 53% for Felipe, 29% for Dennis, 14% for Yatesy, and 4% for Lodi. As they come into the final furlong, it looks like Felipe is going to canter this one over the line. Felipe takes it with 55% of the vote. Dennis in second place, but your man of the match is Mr. El Magnifico, Felipe. What a specimen he is. It's a shame. It's a shame we didn't hold out for the result. Guys, this was a tough pill to swallow. We've got to sit on this one, sit on this L for 2 and a bit weeks. Weekend's ruined. It's just the pain that we were so close to being 12th tonight. It's a tough one. I just want to thank every one of you for being here. Honestly, it means the world that we get to sit down and we get to kind of watch this game together, discuss it, have these discussions. I hope you enjoy like how open we are on here and how we won't shy away from any of the subjects. Tomorrow, we're going to have a live stream where we're going to get onto the bonnet of everything. We've got the vlog coming out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. We'll have the live stream. There'll be a lot of content coming on. All we ask from you guys is that you hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to Forest Fan TV. Bitter pill to swallow, but I guess I'll finish with this. I'm not angry, man. I'm just disappointed. But Newcastle are a good team. Congratulations to them on the win. And we'll see you tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.